Hello, my name is Kern. So excited that you're here. So excited to show you this deck. What is this deck? It is a Bant ramp deck that does play some familiar cards. We've got 3 Alrund's Epiphany, we've got 2 Ren and 7, but this is not your grandma's, Simic Turns deck. Oh, no, because we have, what's this? 2 Tavalar? What's that doing in there? What's an Asika's Chariot doing in here? What Mystic Reflection? What the heck? What's this card doing here? This is a card. People were very excited to brew with it, to try to break it when Kaldheim came out. It didn't really work. It didn't really work in the Throne of Eldraine meta, and it hasn't really worked since then. But now there's some cards that, make this a bit better thanks to Midnight Hunt. So what's the card if you're not familiar with it? It is a 2-mana instant speed spell that reads, choose target non-legendary creature. Then the next time one or more creatures or planeswalkers enter the battlefield this turn, they enter as copies of the chosen creature. That's a lot of text. It's hard to parse. How do you use it? Well, the first thing you need to understand is that this says nothing about who is the controller of either the creature that you're copying or the creature that's entering. So that means there's a lot of utility for this card, and we have used it in all the ways. One way that you can use Mystic Reflection is you can blank an opponent's planeswalker or creature by turning it into, say, a 1/1 human creature token when it enters the field. Another way is you can use it to copy your opponent's best creature and then make your, Suspicious Stowaway into that. The third way, and this is the way we're going to be using it most common, is to copy the best thing that you own. So, there's a few ways that we can do this, but also notice that it says the next time one or more creatures or planeswalkers enter the field. So if you can get multiple creatures to enter at the exact same time, then they both or all come in as copies. So how are we doing this? Well, there is a 2-card combo in this deck that does this, and that is Tavalar's Huntmaster, because when he enters, he creates 2 more tokens. So if you cast him and then let him hit the field, then his ETB trigger enters the stack, then you play Mystic Reflection. The end result is you get 3 copies of Tavalar's Huntmaster, and you get 4 2/2 Green Wolf creature tokens, because those copies will then have their own ETB triggers that make the actual wolf creature token. So that's pretty good, especially if Tavalar happens to be on his Nightbound side. Then those tokens will be, like, I've been calling it Nightbound locked, because if a token is a transform creature, when it tries to transform, it can't, because tokens don't have a backside, and it just stays on whichever side it is. So even as it turns to day, those Tavalar tokens will stay Nightbound if that's what side they were on when you duplicated them, which is pretty fun. So that's a 2-card combo that only costs 2 more mana. Already Tavalar is under-costed for what it does, so we don't really care. And hey, maybe it's 1 more mana if we foretold Mystic Reflection. What else are we copying? We're copying Ren and 7's Treefolk creature token, which you can create by -3ing this planeswalker, and it has power and toughness equal to the number of lands you control, and also it has reach, which is really nice as a blocker. That's mainly what we're copying. So what are we copying into those things? Well, we've already seen the wolf tokens on Tavalar. We also have Sunset Revelry, which can make 2 1/1 white human creature tokens. So here is a 4 or 3 mana combo, which you can get off as early as turn 3 if your opponent has something worthwhile for you to copy on turn 3. Then it's doable. You foretell this turn 2, you cast this turn 3, and it's amazing. And we also have the 2 cat creature tokens that can be made off of Asika's Chariot, which you can transform. And finally, we have the 2 bird tokens made by Alrund's Epiphany. If this card wasn't already good enough, let's instead make the bird creature tokens into the best creature on the board and then let you untap with them. So this just wins games when you do this combo with Alrund, which is already a very nice card, but this just makes it even swingier. Like, you can come back out of nowhere, your opponent thinks you're dead, suddenly you get to take an extra turn with many of the best creatures on the board. The rest of it is pretty straightforward. We have ways to draw cards, Memory Deluge, Suspicious Stowaway, and then a lot of it is like putting down chumpers so that we can survive long enough to be able to do the things we want to do, and then a lot of ramp. We have 3 Quandrix Cultivator, Ren and 7 can ramp, of course, and we have 2 Field Trip and 2 Rolling Regrowth. This is not just me being indecisive. There are reasons that I'm splitting it up here. The short answer is that Field Trip is generally better in the late game. Roiling Regrowth is generally much better in the early game when it helps you color fix and can be cast at instant speed and allow you to hold up other things on your turn. So if you have all 4 Field Trip, I found that sucks in the early game. If you have all 4 Roiling Regrowth, I found that just makes it a completely dead card in the late game. So I've kind of split the difference here, and it's been kind of working out. So let's hop into the ranked ladder. I think I'm going to show you games from, I've been recording like, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours of footage. So I'm going to show you like the best of games. Not just all wins, but although the win rate is pretty high. So let's pull that up here, because I've been ranking with this for a while now, and I mean it's a lot of this is in gold and silver. So this 70% win rate, 48-21, you maybe shouldn't believe that because a lot of that's like here, right? But if you look at just the last 7 games with the most recent version that I've played with, it still is 71% win rate, 5-2. And then before that, I was on a 7-win streak. So if you average it between these two, then it's even better than what it shows here. And all of these games were when I went up to platinum. So I believe it's not showing them play history. There we go. Yeah, all these games were in platinum. So yeah, it's performing pretty well in the decks that I'm currently finding, at least that I'm seeing in platinum, which seem to be fairly on meta, or I guess is on meta as like copying what the YouTubers are doing is, but that's like pretty much ranked arena until you get like way up into mythic, right? And then people are really starting to try hard. But the whole point is that I set out on a mission to make Mystic Reflection a good card, and I think I succeeded, and the win rate just goes to show you that. So anyway, let's dive into the games and kind of see a montage of what I think are some of the more fun games, even if they don't involve me winning sometimes. Okay, we got blue, so we can play these. Again, a 2-mana hand, but we have two really, things to do on 2 mana, so hopefully we can get there. Probably dropping a Seeker's Chariot if we need to discard something to find some mana. And I'm just going to go ahead and play this as blue. Yeah. It's very unlikely that I'm going to regret that decision and wish it was white. The reason to hold the forest is in case I draw that other dual land that requires you to show that you have a basic in hand. I think I have those in this deck. I actually forget. Maybe I took those out because they were slow sometimes. Okay, Ranger class. Second Mystic Reflection is kind of funny. Alrund's Epiphany. I need the land. I don't know if we want the second Mystic Reflection. I think a Seeker's Chariot is actually nice here. So we're going to drop the second Mystic Reflection or the Suspicious Stowaway. I think I dropped the Suspicious Stowaway. And I was going to Field Trip here to help ramp. But if I foretell this, then I'm closer to a Seeker's Charioting. Either way, it's the same amount of turns. So let's play this as white. We're going to Field Trip, get another green, learn for, I think, Sciences at this point. I would like to get some of these cards foretold, though, but I think it's just a Seeker's Chariot next turn. Okay, that's 5 damage. If I wait a turn, then I can duplicate the Reckless Stormseeker, which seems good, and just gain a little bit of life now and hold on. I'm gonna I don't even need to foretell this actually, because I have another land here, so I can do this next turn. So I'm gonna foretell this instead, because that gives me options anyway, and I don't really need another card, so I'm gonna leave it back as a chumper in case they try to go crazy here. Okay, they're both going to go in for 3/3, making my chump blocks hard, would be my guess. Do I still want to chump, though? Yes, I think I do. I don't think it's going to be as much value to me as a card draw engine. So, this wants to be blue. So first we cast the Chariot. Then, when the ETB triggers on the stack, we duplicate their Storm Charge Slasher. and maybe we attack them back right away because it'll have haste. So we're in full control. ETB's on the stack. How do you like them apples? That's so good. And then I just made it daytime and ours are nightbound locked. Oh my god. I think my opponent's probably just gonna scoop, but this game is making it into the edit for sure. That is too funny. Oh man, a Seeker's Chariot pulling weight. See, that's why it's good, because it's a cheap thing to make tokens off of and get that kind of funny combo. Punish your opponent for playing good stuff. All right, they force it to night. They give it haste. Okay, that's a lot of damage. It's not GG, but it's a lot of damage. I need to hold up blockers now. It's one short. If they have a pump or a shock or something, then we're dead. Otherwise, I think we win. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Dang it. We're short from doing Alrund's Epiphany and duplicating even more things. Do I just do this to make the blockers? That's the safe thing. I'm so close to having lethal. Wait, is that lethal? It is lethal. Never mind. I was thinking way too hard about that. I forgot that it gives +2/+2. I thought it was +1/+0. Oops, sorry for the ping. Got my email open. Okay, this could work. Our opponent mulligans. What could this be? Is it us? What could this be? These are all lands we play. I have not seen many people playing Bant. Oh, okay. This is the dungeon thing. Room abilities of dungeons you own, or you own, yeah, trigger an additional time. So they're gonna have something else enter the battlefield to trigger a dungeon next turn. We're going to go green, and let's go white. Now our colors are fixed. Thank you very much. I think we're holding up Memory Deluge, and if we don't really care about whatever creature enters, then we'll just do Memory Deluge. I could also Quandrix Cultivator to ramp myself more, but I don't have anything I'm ramping into right now. So I don't think that's the play right now. Okay. They did not play anything dungeon related. Do they have a negate here they want to hit our Memory Deluge with? Decisive Denial. Okay. Fine. So if this lands, then yeah, then we have Divide by 0 still. We're going to get another blue. Next turn we have Memory Deluge. But I'm not casting it unless they're tapped out. Or unless I have 3 mana to pay for Decisive Denial or to bounce their thing back to their hand, or this back to my hand. So if they have another Decisive Denial, then they could deny my Divide. But I think that's a good use of this card in our mana right now is to either get that out of their hand or make them replay this card. Perfect. Perfect. Now we can freely Memory Deluge, which, I mean, they're going to be able to venture quite a lot, but, I mean, what are they getting? Oh, that's what they're getting. They're getting the God. I can bounce Hama, potentially, when they go for that, and then they don't get 2 of them, they just get 1. They have to go through the Veils of Fear, so we'll lose 2 life or discard a card. Do I want to Memory Deluge, or do I want to make some... Draw a card, get like the full value out of this. I could also copy, I can't copy him or her. They're both legendary. Shit. I could copy the 4/4 Black God Horror Creature Token with Death Touch once it's made, and then I can have 2 while they have 2. So that's like a reason to hold on to this. So yeah, maybe I just pass the turn right now. They can't really safely attack into my Quandrix Cultivator either in order to get more triggers. So we're taking 4. Unless we discard Sunset Revelry, which gains us 4, also works with the combo. So yeah, we're going to decline that. Oh yeah, right. And I'd have to discard 2 in order to avoid all 4 damage. So that's definitely not worth it. Do you have a pump or something? So if I bounce this back to their hand, what does that do for me? It means they don't get the counter. That's one thing. They do get the ETB again when it comes in, so it's like not preventing them from getting ETB any slower. Maybe I just let them do this, and then that way I can Deluge. Maybe find an Alrund's Epiphany. I don't have a target to copy, though, if I do find one. There's no combo there. But... it's still a pretty good card. I think I want Borrowed Time. So now here's the funny thing, is that we don't have a target. So like letting them get 2 Black God Horror Creature tokens lets us get 2. But letting them have 2 is the problem. I don't want them to have 2. I think I'm going to exile Nadar. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I foretell Epiphany, play Asika's Chariot, play Asika's a Chariot, or do I hold up Divide by 0? If they go to destroy this enchantment, having Divide by 0 could be nice. But then what am I doing with Borrowed Time? I guess I'm exiling their token, one of their tokens, then I'm copying the other one. So it just means we have to top deck a land in order to be able to Epiphany Mystic Reflection, if that line plays out. I think they're getting the token, though. Okay. A creature, artifact, or land. Unfortunately, we don't want to sacrifice a land, so... decline. Resolve. Decline. We're pretty low health here. Let's see here. If I bounce her pre-combat next turn, I don't know that that's my best play, but if I do that, then you know, I could bounce my Borrow Time back to my hand. They get one of their Nadir legend rules, but it does ETB trigger. Ah, that's the problem. Dang. This is complicated. I think I take it. Or do I bounce? I think I bounce. Then they replay. They attack. They still get the trigger. I think I'd rather bounce this pre-combat. They still get the triggers post-combat. But I'm taking 3 less damage. But then I'm not doing Alrund's Epiphany. Alright. Why did I choose that? That's the wrong target. Oops. Hopefully they don't have another land. If they do, they get to gain the tokens right away. Dang it. Oh, I messed up. I hit the wrong target. Alright. So... Oh, it's a legendary creature. Oh, okay. Good to know. Unfortunately, I don't have any other target. I mean, I can Mascot Exhibition in order to create a 4/4 target. Is that better? No. I forgot that it's legendary. But the problem is I still don't have enough mana to do the combo. So I either just play Mascot Exhibition and chump out everything and maybe trade with some things, which feels bad. Yeah, I guess it leaves behind one chumper. 2 chumpers, unless they top deck something really good or something. So it gives me another turn to find a land. Or I do this. Gain up to 10. And I play a Seeker's Chariot and have plenty of chumpers. That seems like the better option. I can Mystic Reflection on a Seeker's Chariot and gain a God token myself. Wait, it's legendary. Shoot, I can't do that. I can't copy their God because it's legendary. Alright, now I have Buku chumpers. I can even power up a Seeker's Chariot and trade with something like their God if I want to. I don't think I want to, though. I'm happy just slowing them down for now. Okay, now that's a target. So that's going to get in for 3 for free that we can't do anything about. I want to land on top. Oh my god. Well, that's a target too, though. So they're going to get in for 3. But then we're going to be able to... In fact, we can copy it right away. Yeah. And then they have to do 3 damage to us each turn. And let's see. If I do this first... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd have to... I don't have another land to... Well, no, I'm copying it with the Seeker's Chariot. Okay, so yes, this is good. I want to do this first so that I get more tokens. More chumpers. Then I do this. Make one of my good tokens. And then copy it with a Seeker's Chariot. Although I should have left that guy behind as a blocker. But yeah, that's it. I should have tapped the 2/2 cats instead of my 7/7 reach guy, because then I can actually like block them a bit better, but I think we were fine still. Okay, we don't have ramp to get up to Tavlar and Ren, but we do have Divide and Memory Deluge to help us out a little bit. Is that enough? If this is aggro, we're kind of screwed, but honestly, there's just not much interaction early game. I guess we could get a 2-mana chumper. So I think we get punished if we mulligan. And good, it's not aggro, probably. This could be plum. Okay, second Tavlar is not what the doctor ordered, but we'll make it work. So I don't want to bounce their eye twitch. Like if I wanted to go pull out Sciences, for example, and guarantee a land drop, I don't want to bounce that because they're going to Village Rites it in response, and then I'm not going to get the learn. And it's such a low value target anyway. So they're just going to be on the little pingy beatdown for a few seconds here. Play this as white, and we will be holding up Divide by 0. This is not worth exiling for them to Village Rites in response. Like, it would be 1 less damage per turn, but we're not really as concerned about that. Wow, okay. They don't play spells, apparently. I could play Divide by 0 to make them Village Rites or whatever in response. Does that help me at all? I mean, it means that they have less mana up to, like, kill the token I might make with Ren and 7. Well, that's not next turn anyway, so we just keep this. And we're just looking at Memory Deluge, but we're holding up Divide by 0 now. Okay. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted land loses all land types and abilities and has tap, add that, and... Okay, so it just makes it colorless. Well, let's get blue out of it while we can without having to pay life for it. Alrund's Epiphany seems pretty good. Do I just take these two even though I kind of need a 5th land? It's the combo, though. What could possibly go wrong? I think I want to take Mystic Reflection over Epiphany because I have Tavalar, so let's just guarantee that we get the land. It feels weird to pass on the Epiphany, but I think that's the right answer right now. Plus, we don't have double blue anymore. But we could, like, fetch Sciences or something. If our opponent ever plays a spell. Okay, so do we play Ren now? His thing probably dies, and then he gets killed in the sky. Same turn. Because he'll be at 2 loyalty. I can wait until we get to 7 to dupe Tavalar. This could be a Blood on the Snow deck, but they're not getting back anything important at this point. So I'm just thinking about whether or not I play this tapped. And I think the answer is yes. Our opponent is not giving us a reason to do anything. I'll have to discard a card. That's stupid. Maybe I should have played untapped then, so I could have foretold this and still hold up. Nah, let's foretell this. Our opponent hasn't played anything yet. Maybe now they play Professor Onyx or something, and then we regret not having blue to transform it into an eye twitch. But no, okay, it's just Turgid's Lantern. Each player loses 3 life unless they sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard. Okay. Do I want to discard? Yeah, let's discard a Borrowed Time. We're almost there. I could just play Tavalar anyway, and then make them respond to it. Maybe that gets a sweeper out of their hand. But Field Trip guarantees that I can do it the following turn. I just don't know that... I think this is better. To make them respond to what we're doing. And please have a land on top. That would be hilarious. Interesting that they did not leave up a blocker. A second Ren and 7. Well... would love to get that land. What do I discard? I guess Ren. I don't think we need a second Ren and 7. Need is a strong word, but I'm just thinking about Divide by 0 and Borrowed Time working together. Shit. How many creatures are in their party? 2? If they make me discard the Divide by 0, well, that's the better card anyway. So I was going to try to read into what they're going to make me discard, but that's the better card. Come on, let me do the combo. Thank you. Okay. So now I play Tavalar, and I leave up blue. Perfect. And then I'm going to transform his things into Tree Folk. His tokens. But then I don't have a lot of fodder for Turgid's Lantern, which is maybe what we actually want.
Every seed contains great potential.
If I borrow time and I just kind of wait this out a little bit, if I borrow time their Turgid's Lantern and they can't deal with it, then I can Tavalar and keep all the copies as Tree Folk. I don't know. I think it's better to just have like a crap ton of creatures, honestly. I think that's better. So we're going to play Tavalar. While they're tapped out, this is our chance to do this. And we're going to wait to attack, just so we can block a little bit. Yeah, they didn't have a way to deal with that. I suspected as much. Okay. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Keep. On the play this time, too, so we actually get to connect with Suspicious Stowaway, most likely. Unless this is red and they really want to kill it. It's like the only way that... No, I guess on their turn, they have a chance to do it. Oh my god, it's actually mill. This could die right away. Yeah, they would do like a 2-mana removal spell if they had it, because they don't want us to keep it. Oh, but it's not Dimir. What is going on? Huh. Roiling Regrowth. Well, I need the white. Let's drop the blue, I guess. Green. Let's drop the green. And we're holding up either Divide by 0 or Roiling Regrowth. This is like some landfall stuff. I guess they're going to grow it to level 5, but we can just bounce it and make them re-level it up. Well, wait a minute. How does that work? If they pay the thing... if they have the land next turn to pay the cost, then they get it. Did we see 2 Epiphanies already? Oh my god, that is brutal. I think we bounce this, because otherwise next turn they could make their creature land, just to give ourselves more time. And what are we grabbing? We are grabbing... Introduction to Annihilation. See what we draw first. A field trip. Are we going on a field trip or are we going on a ramp trip? I think we're going on a ramp trip. What would we even grab? Pest token. If they replay the Druid class, maybe we annihilate it. No, I think we just let it go to level 3 in that case, right? But they could bounce their own Druid class and then replay it again. I don't know. If they have Divide by 0, that is. That's like getting pretty in the weeds here on what they could have. If I'm going to ramp, I think I'd rather field trip to get something from the learn board, but I'm just not sure what it is yet. Teachings? Is that going to be practical? They're going to replay the Druid and a land. They're going to be at 4 cards. I'm going to be at 6. I don't think I'm going to get there. I could Roiling Regrowth and then play the thing and a land. Maybe I get there if they play only 1 spell next turn. Which they may do if their goal is to level up Druid class all the way. I just don't know what else I need here, so I guess I grab Teachings. Let's see if we can't turn that on. I could have ditched a land and then drawn through my deck, which maybe would be better right now. They have their own Quandrix Cultivator. Okay. Nice. We hit a Memory Deluge in the yard. So they're at 5. This brings us down to 6. This would bring me down to 5, and that would bring me down to 4, and then I'd actually draw 2 and get a little bit of ramp in. Then I want to attack afterward, if that's the case, if that's the plan. Blue and a green. Just get maximum cards. Alright, well, we've got the combo now. It's too bad it's not going to be on the Nightbound side anymore. But I don't know what we would be copying. I guess the Quandrix Cultivator instead of our Suspicious Stowaway. I don't really want to be drawing that many cards. Like, Memory Deluge I think is better than making a bunch of Stowaways, because I don't want to be milling myself any more than they already are. Okay. Until that player has exiled cards with total mana value 20 or more. So luckily we have some high cost cards, and there is our final Epiphany in there, as well as the Cyclone Summoner. I don't think we've seen any of our werewolf guy. What is his name? Tovalar? No, there's one in there. So there's only one left in the library. So we're winning now off of Mascot Exhibition, I guess. I can exile the Ruin Crab, which at this point is maybe the most prudent thing I can do. But then they have this land that's only a 5/5. Let me see here. So I do this, they're up to 5 cards because they'll draw off that. I've already played a land per turn. If I foretell this, I get to draw a card off of Revelry if I play that next. It kind of doesn't work that way. I won't get the chumpers that way. Maybe I just wanted Deluge for 7. What am I looking for then? I don't have any Epiphanies left. Maybe I'm copying... Hold up. Maybe I am copying their Ruin Crab and racing them, because I can dump stuff to the field as well. I don't know. They still have 47 left in their deck. How do they have 47? I'm confused. We're down to 17. Seriously, are they playing more than 60, or just have they milled us that quickly? So that might be game right there. 7 left. Now if I Revelry, I'm copying, so I can copy their crab. I don't think I can outmill them, because if all they have to do is play 1 land and we're dead. If I play this, then copy their crab, 1, 2, I can still Introduction to Annihilation, right? Yes. So one of their crabs goes bye-bye. And I'm making 2 crabs. Then I play a land. I can't play another land this same turn, but I can in the future. I don't know. Maybe milling them is the best thing I've got here. Just depends on what they have in hand, right? Because like that, they could already have basically lethal in their hand. Unfortunately, we played the Quandrix Cultivator already, so it's going to be a second until we can... We're not going to draw any more cards right now until we can... what do we even have left? I mean, if I had the deck tracker up, I would know. Rolling Regrowth. There's not... okay. Good game. That was pretty good. Hold up. That was pretty good. Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Even in our deck that plays some pretty high cost spells, that was milling us a crap ton for 3 mana. And that is the deck. I'm not sure which of those games I will have shown, but some of them I played with different land amounts. I had the Giant in there at some point, but generally the core of it is the same. But yeah, it's a heck of a lot of fun. I hope you had fun watching it too. Please do leave a like or a comment if you enjoyed the video or have any suggestions on ways to modify the deck, make it better, or yeah, just what you would like to see played. That's always great to hear from folks. And thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you in the future.